Welcome to Climb Stories, where every struggle becomes a summit, and every failure is just another step toward greatness. Some people are born into success. Others have to climb their way up from rejection, failure, and doubt. And then there's Jack Ma, a man who turned every no into the foundation of a global empire. They said he wasn't smart enough. They said he would never make it. But Jack Ma's story proves one powerful truth. The world's rejection cannot stop a person who refuses to give up. In the city of Hangzhou, China, long before Alibaba became a household name, there lived a boy with a dream far bigger than his surroundings. He failed his university entrance exams not once, but twice. He was rejected from over 30 jobs, including KFC, where all his friends were hired except him. Even Harvard turned him down 10 times. Most people would have quit, but not Jack. Each failure became a teacher. Each rejection became a reason to keep climbing. He didn't have money, power, or connections. Just an unshakable belief that someday, his time would come. And from that belief, he built something the world had never seen before: Alibaba, an online marketplace that would connect millions of buyers and sellers across the globe, long before e-commerce was even a word in China. Jack Ma's journey isn't about luck. It's about resilience, the kind that grows in silence when no one believes in you. It's about falling down 19 times and standing up 20, because the climb to success is never smooth. It's steep, cold, and lonely. But at the top of every impossible mountain stands one truth: those who keep moving eventually reach their summit. So today, on Climb Stories, we bring you the incredible rise of Jack Ma, the English teacher who transformed rejection into revolution and failure into fortune. His story is more than business. It's proof that greatness isn't given. It's earned, one climb at a time. Jack Ma was born in 1964 in Hangzhou, a peaceful city in eastern China, surrounded by mountains and lakes. His parents were traditional musicians and storytellers, not wealthy but rich in culture and discipline. As a child, Jack was curious but struggled in school. Mathematics terrified him. He often failed exams, but he had one gift. He loved to talk, to express, to connect with people. When China began opening its doors to the world in the late 1970s, foreign tourists started visiting Hangzhou. Young Jack saw an opportunity. Every morning, he would wake up at 5 a.m., ride his bicycle to the Hangzhou Hotel, and offer free tours to English-speaking visitors. He didn't ask for money. He wanted to learn English. For 9 years, he spoke with tourists, practiced his words, and learned about the world beyond China's borders. One tourist from Australia became his pen pal. She called him Jack, and that name stayed for life. But despite his curiosity and growing knowledge, Jack's path wasn't smooth. He failed his middle school exams twice and his university entrance exam 3 times. When he finally got into Hangzhou Teachers Institute, he studied hard, earned his degree, and became an English teacher, making about $12 a month. To many, that was enough: a stable job, a quiet life. But inside, Jack burned a question: why can't China connect to the world the way other nations do? He had no answer yet, but destiny was waiting. When Jack tried applying for jobs after graduation, rejection followed him everywhere. Police jobs, hotel work, waitstaff, all turned him down. He once applied to KFC when it first opened in Hangzhou. Out of 24 applicants, 23 were accepted. The one person rejected? Jack Ma. He later applied to Harvard, not once, not twice, but 10 times, and received rejection letters every time. Yet each no made him smile. Someday, he said, I will tell my story, and these rejections will become my strength. Jack began teaching English, sharing stories about global business and communication, even though he'd never left China. His students adored him, not because he was perfect, but because he believed in possibility. In 1995, Jack traveled to the United States as a translator for a trade delegation. There, for the first time, he saw the internet. When his friends typed beer into a search engine, they found results from America and Germany, but none from China. That moment changed everything. Jack realized China was invisible on the internet. The digital revolution had begun, but his country wasn't part of it yet. And in that gap, he saw opportunity. A mountain no one had dared to climb. Returning home, Jack decided to build a website called China Pages, one of China's first online directories for businesses. He convinced friends and local companies to list their services, helping them connect with the outside world. It was primitive but visionary. Investors laughed. Banks refused loans. The internet was new, and no one believed it could change business. China Pages eventually failed, but Jack didn't stop. In 1999, in his small Hangzhou apartment, he gathered 17 friends and shared his vision: a global online marketplace where small Chinese businesses could sell to the world. He named it Alibaba, inspired by the phrase, "Open Sesame." Jack said, "Alibaba is a magic name. It opens doors for small businesses." With just $60,000 pooled from his team, Jack launched Alibaba.com. There was no fancy office, no air conditioning, and no certainty, just raw belief. At first, people mocked him again. "China doesn't do e-commerce," they said. "No one will buy things online." But Jack believed differently. He knew small businesses in China had talent, products, and ambition. They just needed a bridge to global markets. That bridge was Alibaba. The early days were brutal. The company had no revenue for the first 3 years. Employees slept in the office, surviving on noodles and passion. Competitors like eBay entered the Chinese market with millions in funding, and many believed Alibaba would collapse. But Jack had a secret weapon: understanding people. He didn't see technology as the hero. He saw trust as the foundation. While others chased money, Jack built relationships. When eBay expanded in China, Jack told his team, "eBay is a shark in the ocean. We are a crocodile in the Yangtze River. If we fight in our territory, we will win." He focused on small sellers, built platforms like Taobao, and made them free at first. While eBay charged listing fees, Alibaba empowered small shops. Slowly, users began to trust Taobao. In a few years, Alibaba beat eBay in China. Jack didn't stop there. He launched Alipay, an online payment system that helped customers pay safely, at a time when few trusted the internet. Critics called it foolish. Regulators warned it was risky. But Jack smiled and said, "If we don't try, how will we know?" Alipay became the beating heart of China's online economy. By the late 2000s, Alibaba had grown into a digital giant. Its online shopping festival, Singles Day, 11/11, became the world's biggest e-commerce event, breaking records year after year. In 2014, Alibaba went public on the New York Stock Exchange, raising $25 billion, the largest IPO in history. Jack Ma, once the man rejected by KFC and Harvard, now stood as one of the most influential entrepreneurs on earth. But through it all, Jack remained humble. He often said, "I am not a tech guy. I am a teacher who happens to run a company." He believed leadership was about vision and kindness, not power. Even at the peak of success, Jack warned his employees not to chase wealth blindly. "We are here to make dreams possible for small businesses," he said. "If Alibaba helps others succeed, we will succeed too." That belief became the soul of the company, and the reason millions of entrepreneurs across Asia began their journey on Alibaba's platforms. Lessons from the climb. Jack Ma's climb wasn't easy. It was filled with storms, failures, criticism, and doubt. But every step taught him something powerful. Rejection is redirection. Every no led him closer to the right. Yes, dream big, but start small. Alibaba began in a tiny apartment. Failure builds strength. The lessons from China Pages shaped Alibaba's success. Trust and people matter more than technology. Stay foolish, stay curious. Learning never ends. Jack often says, "Today is hard, tomorrow will be worse, but the day after tomorrow will be sunshine." Most people give up on the second day, but those who keep climbing see the light. Jack Ma stepped down as Alibaba's chairman in 2019, leaving behind a legacy far beyond profit. He became a global symbol of resilience, entrepreneurship, and education. His story inspires millions to believe that you don't need to be born rich, connected, or gifted. You just need the courage to keep going. He once said, "We are never short of money. We are short of people with dreams." Jack Ma's dream didn't just build a company, it built a movement. A reminder that courage, creativity, and compassion can transform the world. From the narrow streets of Hangzhou to the skyscrapers of Wall Street, Jack Ma's journey is the ultimate climb, a testament to how rejection, when faced with faith, can lead to revolution. He started with nothing but hope and built a global empire that empowers millions. So if life shuts the door on your dreams, remember Jack Ma's story. Knock again, knock harder, because the door you're meant to open might just lead to your own Alibaba. This was Jack Ma's climb, from rejection to e-commerce domination. And if stories like this move you, stories of grit, failure, and unstoppable will, then subscribe to Climb Stories. Every week we share true journeys of those who started at the bottom and refused to give up. Because every story is a climb worth taking.